Hello everybody. Welcome to Misunderstood. I am your host, Margiela, or Mitchie. Here we talk about all things art, specifically the relationship between the creator and the muse, but it doesn't always have to be a person. Anyway, we just talk about things that we like here, or things that I like. Sometimes we have guest speakers join us, and I have them explain what they like, or what they create as artists, just to give us a glimpse into that world. Doing this also helps me in articulating why I love the things that I love, and I know that that's a struggle for me. So I'm happy you're here. Get all cozy. Today, we are going to be talking about the Maison Margiela 2024 Artisanal Collection. It took place a couple of weeks ago. The full video of the runway is on YouTube. It's under the Maison Margiela YouTube account. If you want to go check that out, I highly encourage you to, because no matter what I say here, though I want you to leave feeling inspired, you can only get that from the source itself. You can interpret it the way that you want. This is my interpretation. This is me dishing it out to you, wondering or just hoping that you hear me and you understand me. So to start, the show has picked up on TikTok. There's a few trends going on right now where people completely replicate the work of the makeup design department. You'll notice in this show that every single model has this sort of porcelain glass doll-like look to their faces. Another reason why this is picked up immensely is because of Gwendolyn Christie's surprise walk. If you don't know, she is an actor most famous for Wednesday.
This time I'm personally escorting you to your train.
And Game of Thrones.
Perhaps you should have stayed with him.
So let's get into the thick of things. To start, the creative director behind this project in particular was not Martin Margiela, the actual head of Maison Margiela, which in itself is a house. A house in fashion is a company exclusively associated with fashion selling, ready-to-wear, or haute couture, you look but you don't touch kind of deal. So Galliano took on this project. He describes the collection as a depiction of the underbelly of Paris, in quotes. And this is an utterance that can only be seen rather than heard. So again, go watch it, go experience it for yourself. So the Margiela house in general is known for their experimentalism, their radicalism, and sometimes their strange runways. If you check out Martin Margiela's Spring 1990 collection, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't think we have the time to get into that today, but to set the scene, we're in a drizzling Pont Alexander Paris bridge. You're getting a sense of what the show has to offer. Models start to come out one by one and make their way under the bridge. There were a multitude of looks, none that I can get into, but I will briefly talk about my favorite. I am on board with the trend of the porcelain makeup. I most definitely loved the muted tones of all the outfits. I don't even have the words to articulate the pieces themselves. The colors, captivating. They were moody, grungy, real. I loved the signature tabby boots with the red outsole, which is basically the outside of the under part of a shoe. They were fabulous. There was a leopard printed tabby boot that they had displayed, and oh my god, my heart. Models interacted with their environment, touching sides of chairs, of tables, but most importantly with people. Not only were they making eye contact and acknowledging that people are looking at them, but there were really sweet moments where they would put out a hand or bow their heads and just greet everyone. And that was one of the smallest but best parts of the show, for me anyway. It's a reminder that models are more than mannequins, because they're sentient and they're human, and I feel that in the contemporary age they should be treated as such. I'll end today's episode with a reading of the description of the show. Quote, "The ritual of dressing is a composition of the self. With the body as our canvas, we build an exterior of the interior, a form of emotion. The Maison Margiela 2024 Artisanal Collection paints a picture of the practices and occurrences that shape the character reflected within our dress, under Pont Alexander III. Bathed in the first full moon of the year, Galliano captures a moment in time, a walk through the underbelly of Paris, offline." Lastly, I encourage you to check out Bliss Foster's hour-long video of the artisanal collection on YouTube. He is a fashion videographer and content creator who was able to go see the show in person, and he describes everything a lot better than I could have. And yes, I hope you learned something new. And I'll catch you on our next episode of Misunderstood. Bye!